If you guys never noticed before, I speed round like filming my stuff. So if you ever see me in the same outfit in multiple videos, they were probably filmed on the same night within like 10 minutes of each other. It's easier that way. And why change my shirt when I did my makeup for the shirt I am wearing? It's just too much effort to change makeup and change shirts, and I'm rambling. Let's get to the point of this video. Hey guys, welcome back to another bookish video. I wanted to do all the books I got in March. It wasn't that many, it's not that exciting, it's not really anything, it's just a few because, you know, broke college kid about to graduate soon. Can't be spending all my money on books because I got all of these and I've only read about a quarter of them. For the books I'm going to show you guys today, one of them I did buy, it's just not here yet. I wanted to share these with you and have this video up and edited before the end of March happens. So one's not here, but I bought it, I've already read it, and it's just, I don't know how I'm explaining this, but oh well, whatever. So we'll start with the book that I don't have. First up, talking about the book that I have not gotten yet, that is coming, but I've read, is Gemini by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This book was actually really good compared to Illuminae. They're both fantastic. I don't know why I'm saying compared to, because they were both awesome. I liked this one, however, coming off the high of Illuminae, I really wanted more Katie and Ezra, and therefore I found a little bit of struggle at the beginning of this book because of the fact that it's not Katie and Ezra right away, and therefore I had a bit of a struggle because I didn't care about these people. I wanted the people that I had, which is part of the reason why when I read Throne of Glass, I did not read Tower of Dawn until Kingdom of Ash came out because it didn't have Aelin in it, so I did not care right away. Anyway, we're talking about Gemini. It's awesome. If you guys have not read the Illuminae series, then you're even later to the bandwagon than I was. It's totally worth it, which is why in the month of March I also got Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. The light is making it so it's hard to see this, but this is the third book in the Illuminae series, and it is an amazing ending to the series as a whole. Just all three of these books are amazing. This book in particular, I tweeted out this about it. Yeah, I listened to all of these on audiobook actually. At some points I actually did open up the book and follow along with what I was listening to, just because if you don't know, these pages are all done in a different format than what normal books are done in, and therefore it is cool to not only listen to it and hear the audio, because it's a full cast audio with sound effects and music and noises and just all kinds of things that help enhance the story, but it's cool to have the pages open and also engage with the story with what is on the pages as far as how they chose to present it in word format. This series as a whole, because there's Gemini and Obsidio and Illuminae, but I read Illuminae a while ago, so we're just talking about Gemini and Obsidio because I got them in the month of March. Anyway, I highly recommend this series though, guys. If you have not read it, it is phenomenal in every way. I don't know what I was expecting going into it, but it is totally worth the hype. Follows everything that everybody has ever said about it. Read it if you have not, because you'll be blown away. If you have read it though, comment down below so we can talk about it, because like I said, I just finished these a couple days ago and I need to talk about things that happened. Next, before I even got into the Illuminae series, the whole reason I got into it was because I read the Nevernight Chronicles by Jay Kristoff. I don't have it yet, but I did also read God's Grave, and they were both amazing. This is one of those series that I've heard many people talk about, but I had no idea what they were talking about, because everybody mentions the book with footnotes, which is this series. There are points throughout this book where Jay Kristoff has the narrator of the story include footnotes at the bottom of the pages images that help explain things, and honestly guys, it's actually really helpful for this story because of the fact that there is so much going on and it's such a high fantasy series that you need those footnotes to explain the gods and why things are important and why things are located where they are. It's actually really helpful in a series like this, so that way you can actually follow along. With that being said though, the first like 25% of this book is incredibly confusing. If you have started this and you stopped because you have no idea what's going on, you are not alone. I had no clue what was happening. Luckily though, I was listening to it and I was like, you know what, we'll push on because everybody loves this book. We'll keep pushing, and once I got over that about 25% mark, things started making sense and I started to figure out what was going on and why the stuff at the beginning was important. So if you have stopped and haven't finished this, give it a try. It is totally worth it. One warning I will give for this book, so that way people don't go yelling at Jay Kristoff as they tend to do. Nevernight is adult fantasy. It is not YA. It is not young adult. It is not meant for young readers. Nevernight delves into some deep topics, deals with some very deep information and just deep subjects and things that young readers should not be reading. Nevernight is an amazing story, an amazing world, and lays out some just amazing concepts, and I am so excited for Dark Dawn, but it is not for young readers. In no way should somebody of a younger age and a lower maturity be reading this book. One of the things that I really love about Nevernight and God's Grave, and why I'm also so excited for Dark Dawn, is because Jay Kristoff is really good at making there actual stakes in the story. He makes it so the stakes are real. There are a lot of stories, especially in the YA world, and this isn't YA, so it's a little unfair to compare them, but in the YA world, especially in fantasy and all that, people meaning authors, are really good at saying how things are really dire and scary and horrible and awful and things are going to fall apart at any second unless somebody does something and we're all gonna die and it's awful and it's horrible, and then everybody's safe and fine and happy and walking away and people are getting married and having children, and the stakes are never real. Whereas in Nevernight, things are real. Things actually have consequences. People will die if things don't happen, and it's just, the entire world is just fantastic in how it's created. And while I'm very terrified of God's Grave, I also really want to visit there. I want to visit because I want to know what Mia's world is like. Even though Mia would kill me in an instant, it's just the story as a whole is just amazing. I need to stop rambling about this book because I could talk about it for a long time. It's mostly because of the fact that Jay Kristoff makes the stakes real. He makes things have consequences, characters' actions and stupid decisions get them punished. As I said, I'm gonna stop rambling because this is a books I got in March, not a review of Nevernight. The next book that I got in the month of March, I actually want to get the whole series of, I just have not yet, and it is a book that I think I'm going to make a whole video on. There is a lot of reader shame around this series, and people are ashamed to like it, to read it, to want to see it, and especially now with the movie coming out, people are even more so putting out there like how ashamed they are to like or know of this series. Before I get into anything else, let me tell you what book I'm talking about. I am talking about After by Anna Todd. Now, really quick summary for this book. First of all, this was originally fan fiction on Wattpad about One Direction, specifically Harry Styles, which explains a lot of the content within this book. If you do not know, After is found in the romance section at a bookstore, not in YA, not in adult fiction. It is a romance book. So there's some details and there's some things that happen in this book, in the whole series as a whole. A lot of people are ashamed by that. A lot of people are ashamed to find that they like this book and that they continue to read this book, and like, I personally have reread this whole series like 3 times. To me, in my own personal opinion, you like what you like and it is what it is. If you want to like After and it is your shit and it's what you care about, do it. If sci-fi is what you like and it's what you're into and it's what you want to read, do it. Ultimately, who cares? If you like it, who cares? There's nobody that should be going around going, don't read that, don't read that, don't read that. We get enough of that, of the people outside the bookish world who think YA is meant for 13-year-olds and that everybody should be reading the classics that came out 200 years ago. We don't need each other telling us what we can and can't read and making us feel bad for liking it. With that being said though, when it comes to After, I will be the first one in line to say that the relationship between Tessa and Hardin is extremely toxic and is not healthy, and it is not one that people should be aspiring to and wanting to find themselves in, because it is not okay. It is not healthy. It is not something that you should willingly be going after. Having somebody manipulate your feelings, attack you in verbal ways, cause such disruptions in your life, none of that is okay, and none of it is something that a healthy relationship contains. I am the first to admit that, and I am the first one to advocate against it. However, I love this story, and I love the story through all of the books, and I forget if there's 4 or 5 of them. I've read them 2 times now, but I don't remember. But anyway, oh, there's 4. There's a picture on the back. There's 4. I love this series, and I don't believe in shaming other people because they like it too, or they like something similar or different. I believe that books are meant to be talked about. Hardin and Tessa's relationship is not okay, and it is something that we should talk about, and talk about how it's not okay, and how we should teach a younger generation that you aspire to a better relationship than what's in this book. But you don't tear away people's enjoyment of the thing they like just because of the fact that it's not necessarily something you would read or enjoy, or you think it's weird or whatever, because that's not okay either. I really enjoyed this series. As I said, it is a romance. It's not YA, it's not adult fiction, so if you don't like that and it's not your cup of tea, don't read it. But also don't crap on the people that do like it and that do want to read it. I personally am very excited for this movie to come out next month because I think that they have done a good job with it. They've cast people who look exactly as I imagine the characters, and I'm just excited to see it, and there's nothing wrong with that. As always guys, like every other YouTuber on the planet, please like, please subscribe. The only way we grow this channel is if you subscribe. Please comment down below if you have read any of these books and how you feel about the whole reader shame thing. As I said, I'm thinking about making a whole video about it, but that is totally up to you guys. You guys gotta tell me if you would watch something like that. As always though, I hope you guys like what you're reading, continue to read, and I will see you next time. My iPad randomly just like clicked on like the voice activation thing, and it had a whole paragraph of this video and my talking. That was weird. That was really weird. That totally sidetracked me. My heat just kicked on. I can smell the dust. Oh boy. Yay. I was just trying to do my thumbnail and I just scratched the crap out of my neck.